Yo, what's good, guys? How y'all doing, my guys? Design Syndrome here. Glad to have you back on the channel. How y'all doing? Have you been all right? How many are we? Okay, not a few. How you doing, my guys? Let me know in the comments how you been trying this week's assignment. I don't know if many of you really tried this one. It's really a continuation of the work we did last week. And oh, let me put the camera just a bit to this side. There. And yeah, for the ones that don't know, this is a Design Dojo stream, which is a space on my Discord channel, and which I give weekly or bi-weekly graphic design assignments for us to hone our graphic design skills in a way that's a bit different to tutorials, you know what I mean? And yeah, we're gonna take a look a bit of the Discord. Let's see what you guys uploaded. But I don't think you did too much for this week. But we have a few from the past week, so I guess we'll take a quick look at those, and I'll just jump straight into this week's exercise, which is the type specimen. Last week the assignment was really to grab type and see if we could take it to its most minimal expression for each symbol, to try to understand what makes each symbol read as each symbol, you know what I mean? What makes an A read like an A, you know what I mean? What makes a B, right? And that's a really cool exercise to get to really try to understand typography, and from there you can really, and this is what this exercise is about, right? To try to understand that logic, what makes each typography read as such, so then you can break those rules, you know what I mean? So in this exercise, what we're gonna do is we're gonna chop up some typography and then try to rebuild it back together, right? So we're gonna make some letters off of other parts from other letters, you know what I mean? To see if we can get a bit more playful with it and change the logic of certain fonts, you know what I mean? To see what we can come up with. So yeah, but how you been doing, my guys? Hope everything is all right on your end. Let me know, guys, if you also like more the weekly streams, or you like more like this bi-weekly stuff. I'm in the middle of a lot of client work and building more asset packs and want to release other videos. And yeah. But I have planned other new design assignments that are gonna be really cool. These ones, I see, guys, that you're not participating this much on the most experimental, like sort of typography ones. You like to make more finished pieces, and I get that. But for example, for the type collage one, you really did a lot. And it was really cool to see you all participate on that one. For example, yeah, some of the ones you did for the past week's exercise, right? Something like this, we had to take the type to its more minimal expression, and I felt it worked really well for some of this one I really liked. And I guess for next exercise, we could try to make a piece out of this, you know what I mean? Sort of what we learn with these exercises, sort of try to make some cool piece, playing with the typography as it is, you know. These ones are really cool. And at the beginning of the exercise, I really noticed that some of y'all were doing, this is one of the best, I feel like. I really like this one. But yeah, for example, something like this, you know what I mean? Like, here my guy was trying to take stuff out of the typography, but it was being done in a really like random way, you know, like he would just deleting random parts of the typography and not really taking out those modules and those like parts from the type, right? For example, this indentation here in the U, this little like triangles, is not really in the morphology of the font, right? Maybe we could split it in half. You can take that entire like the bottom belly of the U, that's a feature of the font, right? In the A, you take the middle part out, that's a feature of the font that you can play with, right? The negative space. And you can see in this one, here my guy is taking out features of the font, right? It's playing in a much more modular way. And here I think it took it too far and I can't read what it is, but it's the exercise. This is a bit more in between, but I really like it that he did some negative space. He went really minimal with some of the handles here. Right, let me see if I can find the one that I did. This is some that we did on stream, you know, and you can see how I am subtracting from the A, but from their core parts, you know, from the parts that make the A read like an A, right? And I guess that one, this one here, the top one, is the most like minimal one we could get, but it looks really cool. For example, something like this, the anomaly one is I really like it, and this prestige one, it's really cool. So if you go to the new ones, I don't think you did too much there. Okay, and you can see, guys, if you try to break typography up, you can sort of end up with some new symbols. It almost looks like a new typography, right? Here in this top part, he mixed like the mastils and whatnot, and it looks really cool. This A, I really like it, but it's really subtracting just a little bit with it. But I like this E here, that I think is from the Z, right? Yeah, I really like that one. Yeah, that's really cool. Guys, remember to like this stream and share it if you feel like it. It helps the channel a lot. So yeah, if you don't have any other questions, you have some questions, guys, that you would like me to answer, I'd be totally down for it. Today I was working with for something that I'm doing for a video. I think I can show you. This is just for the stream, you know what I mean? I'm building this. And I'm trying to do like, if my asset packs came, like the textures and all of that came in like a vintage software packaging, you know what I mean? And yeah, I'm building it like this is for a video. It has something inside, but I'll show it when the full video is out. It's for a sponsor video, but look at this, guys. It's really cool, right? It has the Design Syndrome logo there on the bottom, and all the little details. It's really cool. So yeah, that's that, and I'll use it for a video and whatnot, and I'll show you how I did it, right? But yeah, okay, we're chilling. If you don't have any questions, guys, that you would like me to answer, I'll just hop into the piece, you know what I mean? Yeah, that's the idea, to make it like those really vintage Adobe Photoshop, Illustrator, like the packagings, because my father used to do some graphic design work. It's actually how I got my first touch with a computer, you know what I mean, because he had one and he was doing some works here and there, but he was not a graphic designer per se. He just had like a computer and he did some postcards and whatever, but he did have like CorelDRAW and Photoshop and all of those, the windows like vintage and the box sets and whatnot, and they were really cool. They were really like oniric, you know what I mean? They had all these images. They were really dreamlike, and it was like, oh, and it looked like, oh, what the fuck is this? You know, like I bet you could do something really cool with this in a time when people didn't really know what you could achieve with a computer. So packaging had to be that evocative, you know what I mean? Nowadays, software packaging tends to be a lot more minimalistic, and because you already know what you can do with a computer, so then it becomes a matter of you can picture what you can make with it, right? Because we know you can barely do anything, but before, packaging had to be a little bit more like showing you the features and what it had inside, you know, sort of the graphics, or giving you like an idea of what you could make with it. So it's really cool. The design turned out really great. I really like it. And inside has something, but I'll leave it for the final video. I made like yeah, no, I can show you. I'll show you in the full video. But yeah, really fun project, and it's really cool also to sort of try to make something like physical and to have it in your hands. And because yeah, sometimes the computer can become like a really impersonal space, you know, the work sits there and you don't have really a way to interact with it other than to just look at it, and it's pretty in a confined space, you know, because sometimes you make a poster which is like a vertical, and you see it on a monitor and it doesn't work really well, right? When you have it printed in your hands, you can turn it around and you can gauge like the hierarchies and the size of it all much better, and it's like you can really see it, right? You can have some posters that they don't look super cool in the computer, but when you print it, it looks far better, right? Why is that? So yeah, here my guy says, any advice for cover artists? Like, but what do you mean? Advice in terms of what, my guy? Like to get clients, like to do work, like what kind of advice? Like to do better work, like I could say a lot of things. But yeah, let's see. I'm going to... Yeah, but advice in terms of what, my guy? Like, what kind of advice you're looking for? You know what I mean? Like, in terms of getting more clients? Like, what specifically would you like me to talk about? You know what I mean? I haven't been doing, like, so much cover art. Like, my last client work, it's a music album cover. But I'm waiting for the good to go on the release so I can post it, but the artist is gonna release it. How to get better? I don't think you can like specifically get better like in music album cover. I think you can become a better artist, and from there you can do everything, right? Because album cover nowadays, I feel like it really depends, right? Are you going to make physical, like the physical packages? Are you going to make like vinyl cover, you know? Because album cover, like to only think of it in terms of the square that you see on Spotify, is really like short-sighted, and I guess like most times it's what you're gonna end up be doing, right? But I would guess like get better at design overall, you know what I mean? Like, I guess the album cover world, like 90% of the album cover, it's really iterative, the album cover art. So if you want to get better, right, I guess like I would do a lot of art and I do a lot of design, you know what I mean? To sort of get better at it. So when you get those better projects that are more whole, that you need to make a packaging, you need to make like a box set, you need to make that, you are equipped for that, you know what I mean? No, I used Illustrator for the packaging, and I also used an app that's for the sponsor of the video. That's really cool, guys. I get a lot of sponsors for the channel, but I never accept them because I don't use them. But this sponsor came to me. It's for packaging, and it's a really amazing app because I used to work on a print shop, and when we had to do packaging, it was like a lot of trial and error. It was really hectic when you have to develop from scratch, but this app, it really makes it really easy, and it's actually a crazy app that I will use if I have to make any other packaging. So I guess it's a really nice like first sponsor for the channel that I'm really proud of. And yeah, he actually made it. This is crazy, guys. The fuck. I love it, and I love it to have it here, like the Design Syndrome. I don't know. I may use this for the site to sort of package the everything again. You know, all the design assets. I think it could look really cool, but I guess it's pretty, like, it clashes with the rest of the site quite a bit. You know what I mean? I'm not really sure, but yeah, it looks dope to see it like in physical form. You know? Yeah. Going back to the music album shit, yeah, it's like just do more of it till you get better, right? And getting better in terms of the getting better at finding ways of conveying, you know, conveying what the artist want to show with the music. Like cover art, it's something really crazy because and different sometimes, because it's not coming that it's not a client that's coming to you because he wants to sell something, right? It's not a logo, it's not a brochure, it's not a poster for an event. It's like a collaboration, right? That's actually really cool. Think of it more like a collaboration between you and other artists, right? It's a client, yeah, that is coming to you, but it's also a musician that's it's packaging everything, all his art into this thing, and you're another artist that's coming to do the face of it, right? It's not really the same as doing a logo for a brand that's gonna sell socks, you know what I mean? It's like you're collaborating with a fellow artist. So I think that thinking in that terms when you're working with a music, you know, or a band, something like that, I think it can be a really nice opportunity also to form like a new connection with somebody that might get you better that the average run-of-the-mill client, you know what I mean, that maybe is not that creative. Music artists are awesome in that sense. At least the ones that I got to work with, you can really vibe with them because they are artists the same as you know what I mean? So it's a different kind of client that you can take advantage of that, right? And form some person-to-person relationship. It's not like an average client for me. So yeah, kind of sidebar, but do you have any pics or samples of what your dad used to make? It could be kind of cool as retrospective, since a lot of older styles are coming back. I should ask him, but no, I don't think I have, because it was really like really old stuff. No, and actually just recently we went to the place we had all our previous stuff from our house when we were kids, and we just burned everything, you know, because we had a lot of stuff that we weren't really using. It was all like memories, and we burned everything really, except our pictures, you know. But we were hoarding a lot of stuff, like clothes and whatnot. Not burned it, but gave it away, you know what I mean. And yeah, we threw everything away. Yeah. Okay, we're a bit more now, guys. Remember to like the stream, like, subscribe, all of that, comment, you know what I mean. This is more of a passion project. This is more of a passion project for me. That's some professional shit. What you mean, like the music cover shit? Yeah, music cover, it's fire. I love doing album covers. I used to work for a seal, like a seal, like a, how do you say? Oh, I forgot the word. Like the brands that own a lot of artists, like a seal, right? Like a discographic seal, and they used to do a lot of electronic music, and the graphic creation and the art direction was really cool. And yeah, but they had another artist that I remember was fire, and I lost touch with them because we had a bit of a beef because some miscommunications on the creative director of the thing. But yeah, working with a label. That's the word that I was looking. A label. But yeah, you have any other questions, guys? Just let me know. Did I show you guys Let me show you this real quick. The thing that I'm doing for the guys of 1 of 0, the collection of the dex pads and the keycaps. Where do I have it? Oh, here I have it. You're kind of popular on Iran amongst my cover artists. All my friends love you. That's great. Send my regards to them. That's great. Love to all Iranian people, my guy. Oh, here I have it. Let me put this here. You see my guys? Here, this is what we're making. This is one of the keycap sets. It has some alternative keys, which are as the chapters in the Book of Five Rings by Miyamoto Musashi. I really love that book and I recommended it a lot. Here are some images that I made to sort of try to visualize the set better, you know. Which one do you like more, guys? Like, it has a lot of variation, like you can switch it up. But on the black one, this one, like, we're not really sure if we're gonna do that one, but I think it's a nice concept to have it in full black, you know. And these are the desk pads that are gonna be coming out. Yeah, this one is crazy for me. This is the best pad, I feel like. And also because I have a lot of pads that are really cool, and I designed this specifically to hold up better. Like, it has a lot of texture and a variation of color, so when your desk pad gets a bit dirty, which it will because of the use and everything, these designs are designed to hold up a bit better, you know what I mean? To sort of don't look as dirty that fast, you know what I mean? Because sometimes you have like a really clean one, but the moment you stain it with a bit of, I don't know, with this of the, I put this on my desk pad and it sort of stained it, and you can see it immediately, right? So these designs are gonna hold up to a bit longer to that little stains and whatever it shows up, so you don't have to constantly cleaning them. And also when you clean it and you scrub it, I don't know if it's like it damages it a bit and it gets a bit scrubby. So when you're gaming, for me, I'm gaming, and sometimes I can feel it's a bit harsher, you know, the texture of the pad. So yeah. Oh, this one's amazing. I really love this one. And this is the other keycap set. I think it's really fire. And I designed both so they can all work with every pad, you know. So both keycap sets work with everything. And yeah, this is what I sent to the client, you know what I mean? And this is a collaboration. This is gonna be a Design Syndrome and 1 of 0 like release, right? It's not like they hire me and my name is not appearing on the stuff, right? This is a collaboration between the two brands, so it's gonna be really cool to see it through and to actually finish it, you know what I mean? So yeah, let me Maybe open the file. Oh, this one was the one from last week. Just gonna get rid of everything. And let me go back to this camera. And bro was asking, do you have any rule of thumb or tips to decide on which font sizes in a poster or album cover? It's not a rule of thumb, but I did a few videos back, one of how to choose typography, but I guess it really depends on the art direction, on what you're trying to convey. No, I don't have a rule of thumb. Yeah, that's the thing about design, right? Like sometimes rule of thumb, it's cool for some things. Like I have a rule of thumb for the size of my file size, right? But to have, I think, a rule of thumb to resolve something that would make like a nice cover art. If you have like a rule of thumb to decide that, then everything starts to look the same. You know what I mean? Like I would aspire at least to try to make decisions when I'm working and not to rely on things that I usually do and repeat them. You know, like I don't think it's good to have a rule of thumb to pick type, right? I have a rule of thumb to mix type maybe, right? Which is in the video of how to mix typography. That's on my channel. That's from one of the streams. And that the same for the size, right? I have a rule of thumb for the difference in the typography hierarchy, right? I like to use something really big with something that's really small, right? That could be a rule of thumb. But other than that, I think it's better to do a lot of work and to watch a lot of work of others, so you can get that nice sensibility to it, right? So you don't have to rely on rule of thumb, right? A rule of thumb is like a formula, something that you go brain dead and you repeat, and I don't think that's good for design. Maybe yes for design, but not for your work, you know what I mean? Like for your creativity. I wish you'd make a blueprint video on how to create or come up with new ideas. That's the biggest thing I struggle with. That's really interesting that you say that, my guy, because I think about that a lot. Like what would be like a blueprint for a creative process, right? Something that I think you can go through some steps, right? Like a discovery phase, a mood board phase, then like a first revision of that, do your first, right? But that's how you tackle work. I think that for ideas, like if you're running out of ideas, like you need to watch more stuff, like put more things into your cauldron, your mental cauldron of stuff, right? And let it simmer, and ideas will start to come to you, right? But you need to sort of get more in there and also think more, right? In your day-to-day, like you're watching a movie, and what images are you extracting from it? You read a book, what's coming to your head from reading it, right? You go through the street, and from the places you're seeing, you can think of it and try to scour for ideas everywhere, right? Like we have like this thing, like or I used to have it, for example, that when you sit down and you start doing your work, and you sit down like this in front of your computer, and you wait for ideas to come to you, and it's not really like that, right? Sometimes you need to start playing, and ideas will come to you off of that play, right? You'll move a typography, and you'll move an image, you'll play with an effect, and all of a sudden it recalls something in your mind that you read or that you saw in a movie, and then it clicks, right? So also sometimes an idea can be like within a piece. It's like you're making a composition and you say, oh, maybe if I put this over here it works better. But to get to that, you need to have what's in front of you now, right? You need to have that piece that's sort of incomplete, so you can see it complete in your head, right? But when you're looking at the blank canvas, it's kind of hard, right? So I think a nice practice is to learn to get out of that blank canvas phase. I also have a video on that, like to start playing, right? But I guess, yeah, like it's not a matter of having ideas sitting in your brain, but having tools to come up with them, right? And to work with them, right? So that's why I'm really big on, and I told you this a lot, like read a lot, watch a lot of movies, but not just like passively watch movies, like see the movies, like watch them, right? Like the subjects, like the images, like the symbols in the movie, the framing, right? The colors, the more you can see interviews of other creatives, like that will give you ideas. Not ideas, but it will give you like tools to think about your own ideas, right? And yeah, I guess for me, reading nowadays is being tremendous for, not for ideas in the sense of images, but in the sense of the purpose, right? And the ideas behind the work, right? Then when we're doing like the images, to have already resolved like what we are going to do and what we want to talk about, I feel that's a bigger chunk of the work rather than the graphic resolution, you know. So yeah, it's the same as with the rule of thumb. I don't think it's nice to have like a blueprint to come up with ideas, right? Because the moment you have a blueprint, it's like a process that you'll keep repeating, right? And if you want new ideas, you need novelty, not repetition, right? You need new things, you need new experiences, so you can come up with new ideas, with new ways of looking at stuff. So I think the blueprint is to break the blueprint, right? To be comfortable with that struggle and with that process of thinking, you know, when you're thinking then and it's really hard, like that's the thing. The better you get at that, the more ideas, better ideas you'll get, right? It will never be easy. And for me, I think that's the moment you befriend that concept, the concept of struggling, and that it would always be like that, and that's what you want, right? You want to live a life in which you make use of your brain and your body, right? So when we are thinking about ideas, it's like, it's what a blessing that I'm able to struggle thinking about images, right? So the moment we befriend that idea, I think it's the moment you like sort of get free of that, like oh fuck, I'm not getting new ideas, and it's like, oh, let's go, like I'm in this struggle of looking for ideas, right? And you hammer it and you hammer at it, and then good ideas come, right? Does that make any sense? Like, I feel it does to me, but whatever. You have any? Oh, I already read this. So yeah. Okay, let's go to the... Do you hear me alright with the music, guys? Like that, boom, boom. No problem, my guy. So, okay, we're here. Okay, let's... I forgot the... Yo, I forgot this part. Oh, it's okay. My brain went completely blank Like I was thinking, oh no, I'm in the middle of the stream and I don't know the ABCD. Fuck, my brain went numb. Okay, let's put this here. Let's put another one here. Let's change the fonts a little bit. This one I like. Oh, the Apple Garamond, let's go. And here I placed the both types in a raster format so I can play with them a bit easier, you know. So now we're gonna get in there and see if we can extract stuff from them, you know. So for example, we grab this part from the U, right? And what happens if we grab like here from the C? That would be like a J, right? Oh shit. Right, and the point of the exercise is not to really to go for home runs, you know what I mean? Like it's not like everything that you find is gonna be killer, right? Like you just need to get used to that playing with the typography, and sometimes you'll find stuff that you go, oh, that's hard, you know? And at the beginning, I remember like also that this is really nice of seeing the process live, because sometimes you know you don't usually arrive to that really cool stuff like off the rip, you know what I mean? Like you need to play with it a little bit till something comes up. So right now we're kind of doing that. This I like, sort of A. Like look at this, like this sort of A. Like it looks, like this looks nice. Like this symbol here, this A, looks nice. Okay. Right, and another cool thing we could do is try to mix like symbols. Sorry, mix the different typography, right? Suppose this is the graph. Let me know if you have any question, guys. I'm just here like getting into the groove of this exercise because it's really meditative, you know? Yeah, it's like a R, like a K. It looks really cool. But you know, like what I said before, like you sort of try to find like the new logic that's between the symbols you're trying to do. And some things really cool can start to appear, you know what I mean? This could be also a really nice way to try to do some logo or whatever, right? To sort of trying to get into the groove of that experimentation. Maybe we can grab this. What do I need? What parts? I guess this. Like, that's a nice symbol, my guys. Like, don't let me lie, you know what I mean? I think it needs like something like this. Do it here. Right, and like this you can play a lot. I am music cover. Yeah, but off of what you were saying, like, for example, let's just grab this and let's make a piece, for example, with this that we have here. For example, let's make it like an album cover or whatever. I'm gonna put everything here into a group. I'm gonna put all this here. I'm gonna call it backup. Put it back here. Right, let's make something like off of this that we made. Something that could be really cool, right? Let me grab some other things and design assets. with an action. It's an action I have. I did it. It's in the Patreons. The Patreons have access to that action. I'm gonna release like a full asset pack and tutorial in the future. I just haven't found time to do that, but it will come out eventually. I've been wanting to do like something like this, like pretty acid and really like on purpose jarring, you know what I mean? Like it's intentionally like this. Like something like this unapologetically for me works. You know, save this. But also let's work on this one here. And you see the guys from the Patreon have it like this. With the actions, you press this action, press play, and like that. And then you can come up to the mask and you go to image adjustment curves, and you can Oh no, my guy, I don't have like a crypto payment for the Patreon. But don't worry, this will come out fairly soon. Oh, sorry. Here I want to sort of just stay with the outline of the... Ah. No, I don't really like that thing. This is like a really nice color, I feel like. Oh, the camera died. 1 second, guys. Tengo batería de la cámara, ¿verdad? One second, guys. Change the Do you see me? Do you see me? Yeah, right? So and now I'm just playing, guys. I'm just playing with some textures. Still kinda like. It's evocative, and I really like how we use the thing we did with the type. So I guess we're gonna do that next exercise. We're gonna try to do something with the type Frankenstein that we did. But yeah. So yeah. Let me know if you have any questions, guys. If you don't, I'm gonna be wrapping it up. I'm pretty tired. Today I did a lot. But yeah, I really like how this turned out. Yeah, but I guess one advice I could give you, like when making cover art, since my guy was asking, like try to make a couple decisions and just go with them, you know what I mean? So here we have like the type Frankenstein that we did with this little, the like black accent that we have and the texture. So we have those three decisions like really clearly, and that makes it sort of evocative, right? It's kind of mysterious, it's kind of cryptic. Like I would totally see this being like a cover for some sort of like experimental minimal or deep house music, you know, something like that. Actually, let's try to put it on a... Let's put it like that. Let's close this here. This is another one. I really like this one also. What's the front one? Oh, this is the cover art that I was about to release. This is for a client. Like that. Looks fire. Really like it. So yeah, that was everything, my guys. I'm pretty burnt out from doing the packaging today. I finished the design when printed, and yeah, I'll be coming soon next with more asset packs and new videos. It's just these past weeks have been like really... Yeah, I know the plastic wrap is so dead. Yeah, I want to bring it back. I'm gonna bring it back because I really like these ones. Yeah. It's really how do you say when it's played out? It's like chic, not chic, like tacky. It's become really tacky, but I really like it. Like if I like something, I'll use it regardless. You know what I mean? But yeah. But yeah, my guys, other than that, hope to see you in the Discord channel. We're gonna give one more week for this assignment. And yeah, we have a few that are really cool that will be coming in soon. So stick around for those. And yeah, hope you like this stream, my guys. Remember to hop into the Discord. We're a bunch there. We're a bunch there, making connections, making friendships. So yeah, my guys, hope to see you there. And you already know how it is. Fuck peace. We should conflict. Shit, my guys. Have a nice weekend. See you in the next one.